Gauteng Premier David Makhura's office has dismissed claims that more than 80 Life Esidimeni claimants haven't been compensated. This after the DA raised concerns on the matter. More than 140 mentally ill patients died when they were moved from Life Esidimeni to privately owned mental health institutions. In 2018, retired Deputy Chief Justice Gauteng Premier ordered that more than R1 million to be paid to families of the victims. For more on this matter, we're joined by Gauteng Government spokesperson Thabo Masebe. Very good morning to you, Mr. Masebe. What is the story here? Have they been paid or haven't they?
They have been paid, Jane. The statement of the DA is based on an explanation that was given by the Office of the Premier on the underspending during the financial year 2019 and 2020. That is the year that ended in March 2020. So the reference of 81 people who were still to be paid, that was the status as at March 2020. All that has changed. Of course, we have been paying as and when the verification process is concluded, we initiate the payment process. So there hasn't been any delays on our part.
All right, so if they're referring to something from March 2020, I mean, what is the status now? Because what the figures we've got here is that only 6.5 million of the 120 million budget for the compensation has been paid, and that these 81 verified claimants haven't been paid at all. Is that likely to change now?
In March 2020, in reference to the end of the financial year. That is all history. All those people have been paid. And as I said, we continue to pay as and when the verification process is concluded, we then initiate the payment.
All right, so those 81 claimants have been paid?
Yes, they've been paid.
All right, so what about this court case then that's coming up? Family members are going to court to ensure that their own lawyers administer the trust. And it's probably understandable.
Yeah, now we're talking about different things here. There are different matters that are being confused. So let me explain from the beginning. What happened was that in 2018, Justice Moseneke gave his arbitration award. And in the award, he said to government, he gave us a list of 134 people who all should be paid. And he said we must pay them within 3 months of his issuing of the report, which is June 2018. That was done. All 134 claimants were paid within the time that was stipulated by Justice Moseneke. At the end of that process, after that process, there were other claimants who came forward and who all said they qualified to, or they were affected by the Life Esidimeni tragedy. We then had to start looking at their claims, and once we verified them, there was the issue of how much money should be paid to the families and how much should be held in trust for the mental health care user. And in 2019, February 2019, the provincial government and all the claimants reached an agreement that the payment will be made in two parts, 50% each, and one part, the 50% will be paid directly to the account of the family member who is claiming, and the other 50% shall be held in trust on behalf of the mental health care, the surviving mental health care user. That is in line with what the Mental Health Care Act says. Because here we're talking about people who are still alive, who also deserve a portion of that compensation that is being paid. So we then, based on that agreement reached in February 2019, proceeded to pay the 50% to the family members who were making the claim. And we are now busy with the Master of the High Court to get a curator or administrators appointed so that we can then release the other 50%.
Okay, very quickly, because we run out of time. How much has been paid to those 81 claimants?
It's not 81 claimants. It's all the claimants that were verified. It's more than 81. It's about 200.
But so 81 say they haven't been paid at all. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take all this information that you've given us, and we're going to put it to the DA and try and get to the bottom of this, because it seems to be a story that goes round and round and round. But
to the DA, it's not the DA that came with the information.
All right, Thabo, Masebe, good to talk to you. Thank you.